So, Dandavats to all the Vaishnavas. Please, anyone feel free to join in with your comments or with questions or with realizations. Please don't let me here sit alone. If anyone has something very nice to say, please share. So I think it's very nice to read the first verse of Vilapa Kusumanjali because it shows us very much what Manjari Bhav is all about. Everything Baba packed in this verse, like Prabhupada packed in his purport, everything is in that purport. Tvam rupa manjari saki pratila puresmin pungsa parasya varanam nahi pasya siddhi bimba radere kshatam manakata partikaya yate vitai kim utachchuka pungavena. My dear friend Rupa Manjari, in the township of Braja, you are well known for your chastity. You don't even look at the faces of other men. It is therefore surprising that your lips, that are as beautiful as red bimba fruits, have been bitten, although your husband is not at home. Has this maybe been done by the best of parrots? So here we can see that the spiritual world is full of humor, full of jokes, laughter, playfulness. So here Srila Raghunath Das Goswami wonderfully opens his Magnus Opus and his swan song, the Vilapa Kusumanjali, where each verse is a lamentation. But this is not a lamentation. This is actually here a very wonderful glorification of Rupa Manjari and of the love the Manjaris imbibe. So this is very humorous because Raghunath Das Goswami here in his Siddha Swarup addresses his Guru Manjari, Sri Rupa Manjari, and he kind of makes fun. Of course, he knows the answer to this verse, but he is very funnily and very jokingly and humorously saying something which is there also, which is also a rasa in the spiritual world, the humorous rasa. So my dear friend Rupa Manjari, in the township of Braja, you are well known for your chastity. You don't even look at the faces of other men. It is therefore surprising that your lips, which are as beautiful as red bimba fruits, have been bitten, although your husband is not at home. So here Raghunath is playing. He knows what happened. Has this may be done by the best of parrots? Explanations. According to Vaishnava researchers, this Vilapa Kusumanjali is the final writing of our Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. This beautiful prayer can give us some insight into his intense feelings of transcendental love and separation from his Swamini before he entered into Sri Radha Krishna's eternal transcendental pastimes in his Siddha or Manjari Swarup. Living on the bank of Sri Radha Kunda, he was totally immersed in the ocean of Lila Rasa, and he had forgotten all about his body and everything connected with it, being deeply absorbed in his Swarupa Avesh, his awareness of his transcendental identity. So this word Swarupa Avesh is very, very important. By the grace of our Guru, we receive the information of our eternal spiritual body, the Siddha Deha, which we cannot right now fully grasp or understand, but by the mercy, by the kripa of Guru, and by our sadhana bhakti, we can come to realize with real eyes, Gurudev is saying, he opened our eyes with divya gyan, with divine knowledge. We can then see, feel, and then finally be that spiritual body. It is not an abstract conception, Baba will tell later on. It is a reality. It is not imagination. It is not some fantasy, like role playing. No, it is a transcendental reality. Vilapa Kusumanjali enables us to hear him painfully weeping as a realized maidservant of Srimati Radharani, who is suffering separation from her Swamini or mistress day and night. Each verse of this unique book is drenched by the tears coming out of the heart, not of the eyes, of the heart of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, which is afflicted by feelings of separation. So here we again, Baba, or maybe Ananda Gopal Goswami, because this is the edition Baba used, is saying that actually everything takes place in the heart. And Gurudev yesterday many times said we have to come to the chakra of the heart and to realize everything in the heart. So the eyes and the heart are connected. If the heart is clean and Guru Kripa descends into our hearts, we can also shed these tears of love inside, not with our eyes, but inside the heart. The heart is where bhakti takes root. It is said that the Bhakti Lata Beach is given by Sri Gurudev into the heart of the living entity after wandering around for millions and millions of lifetimes. So the heart is the receptacle, the heart is the container, and Gurudev puts in the seed of bhakti, and our endeavor, our longing for his kripa makes this seed grow and grow and grow until we realize our Siddha Deha. This is perfection, this is Swarupa Siddhi. Coming out of the heart of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, which is afflicted by feelings of separation. Each flower-like lamentation is filled with the honey of transcendental anguish. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami personally revealed his mental condition in the opening verses of his Sri Radha Astotara Shata Nama Stotram. Not seeing her goddess, the queen of Vrindavan, a certain maidservant, he who considers her lotus feet the only goal of her life, became very anxious, fell down at the shore of her lake, cried loudly out of pain, and just to see her beautiful face, sang these names. Here Raghunath Das Goswami is giving us so much advice. First of all, he considers the lotus feet of Swamini the only goal. This is what our Gurudev is saying. This is our Sthai. The lotus feet of Radharani are not the goal for Sakya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, and not even in Madhurya Rasa. The lotus feet of Swamini are the goal for all, only for the Manjaris. And he says with very anxious. Anxious means excited, greedy. So there should be some excitement in our sadhana life to reach level after level after level by the grace of Sri Guru. A person who is bereft of the treasure of bhajan cannot even imagine how these severe feelings of separations are. So that's me. I cannot even imagine how he suffered that separation. Because we as jivas, as sadhakas, at least can speak for me, I never met Swamini, I never saw her, felt her, anything. So we have to hang on to the kripa of our Guru and the Vaishnavas, that this hankering will come into our heart, because we have not experienced it ourselves. So therefore we read and we digest all these wonderful poems of our beautiful acharyas like Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur and Raghunath Das Goswami and Rupa Goswami, so that these experiences they have come into our hearts. That is the goal of reading these beautiful, beautiful poems of the Mahachans. It is like eating their Mahaprasadam. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was suffering because he felt deprived of the devotional service of his beloved deity, Srimati Radharani. And on top of that, his heart was wounded by the fire of separation from Srila Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. Krishna Bhakta Viraha Vina Dukha Nahi Ara Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is no other misery in the world than separation from the devotees of Krishna. For our sadhana life, this means that we should always try to be in sadhu sangha. And from my experience, if we neglect this, if we neglect sadhu sangha, if we don't think it's necessary to have regular sadhu sangha, bhakti will suffer. Many times I experienced this. So therefore, everyone who is here in Vrindavan with Srila Gurudev, he will never suffer this misery, because always there is association. So this association is so wonderful and so helpful. And how can we understand? We suffer separation when we meet us and when we go. But how can we understand their separation when such souls like Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami meet and they lose each other? At the end, he was alone. So he wanted to give up his body. He was alone. He was completely, we cannot even imagine how that must have felt when such beloved souls like Rupa and Sanatan left his side. It must feel really heavy. There is no other misery in the world than separation from the devotees of Krishna. In the 8th verse of his Svaniyam Dasakam, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami gives some indication of this. Abandoned by my beloveds, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Swarup Damodar, I have become completely blind and bereft of intelligence, even though they have disappeared. I am still alive, and I am immersed in an ocean of great misery. Holding a blade of grass between my teeth, I humbly and anxiously pray that Sri Gandharva Radha herself may now take me to her lotus feet. So he's desperate. He's so desperate that everyone has left him, that he only can find shelter in Radharani's lotus feet. There's no other place where the severe heartache of separation can be cured than these lotus feet. Also here, Baba is speaking to us. So Radhika's lotus feet are our only shelter. And in material life, the lotus feet of Sri Gurudev, who brings us to the lotus feet of Radhika. But those feet are easier to see. The lotus feet of Gurudev are easier to see than the lotus feet of Swamini, but they will bring us there. They will bring us to the goal. Gradually, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami ended up in a terrible condition. Sri Radha Vallabha Das, a Bengali Mahatma, has described Srila Das Goswami's condition as follows. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami had given up all sense enjoyment out of separation from Radha and Krishna and ate only dry, tasteless food. He even ate the food they threw away at the Jagannath Puri temple, and even the cows would not touch it. He would eat that. And once Mahaprabhu came and said, "Oh, I see you are enjoying great prasad, give me some of that." Because he could feel the bhav of Mahaprabhu. But imagine that. Even the cows would not touch the food like that. So we are so immersed in prasadam seva that we would not even think to go to something like that when the cow would not touch it. Imagine the smell of that. The cow eats pretty much everything which is vegetarian, you know. So Raghunath Das Goswami was eating completely rotten prasadam, and Mahaprabhu said, "Okay, let me taste this," because he knew the bhav of Raghunath Das Goswami's heart would be in the food he would eat, nevertheless. And ate only dry, tasteless food. Then out of separation from Lord Gauranga, he gave up eating that solid food and ate only fruits and milk. Then, when Sanatana Goswami left this world, he gave that up also and drank only water. And when Rupa Goswami left him, he even gave up drinking water and kept himself alive by saying the names of Radha and Krishna. When he could not see Rupa Goswami and his devotees anymore, he began to cry, suffering from their separation. And when he could not hear them speaking about Krishna anymore, he loudly began to cry of grief. "Oh Radha, Krishna, where are you? Where are you, Vishaka and Lalita? Please, reveal yourself to me. O Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, O my Lord, Swarup Damodar, O Lord, Rupa and Sanatan." Day and night, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was crying like this, while his body and mind were burning. His limbs were grayed by dust as he rolled around on the ground. He had become blind from fasting, and he considered his old worn-out body to be a great burden out of these feelings of separation. Falling on the bank of Radhakund, he breathed out deeply, unable to say a word. His tongue moved slowly as tears of love fell from his eyes as he remembered Krishna. So this is the setting, this is the mood Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was in before he started to write Vilapa Kusumanjali. And we are so fortunate to be together now here in Vrindavan and there, wherever you are, and listening to these most wonderful words, drenched in this bhav. Unbelievable. In such an anxious, pitiful mood of separation, Srila Raghunath Das was crying. Baba is not saying writing, was crying. Vilapa Kusumanjali. Therefore, this book is the incomparably relishable treasure of the practicing Raganuga devotees who are themselves also suffering separation from Sri Radha's lotus feet. That should be our goal. Hence, for the Samavasana Samachika, the Rasika devotees, the practice of hearing and chanting these wonderful prayers is a beautiful means of sadharani karana, identifying oneself with a transcendental role model, and will help them to attain an astonishing relish of vipralampra rasa, love and separation. So this is very, very beautiful. This role model acting that we can see, Baba is saying here, hearing and chanting these prayers, all the prayers of our acharyas are in that, but especially Vilapa Kusumanjali will bring us to this wonderful, wonderful stage where we can assimilate the feelings of those who speak in our heart. We should have faith in that, because that Baba and our Gurudev always say it, always. Now Baba is giving a very strict advice, but this practice should be done in full awareness of one's Siddha Svarup. spiritual body. So awareness does not mean full realization. Many people say now, I heard, you can only read Vilapa Kusumanjali when you have realized your spiritual body. This is not the fact. How can you, then why would Baba in the first verse say, hearing and chanting these beautiful verses will bring us to the highest goal? If we can only read Vilapa Kusumanjali, if we have completely realized our Siddha Deha. No. Awareness means that you are aware that you have a spiritual body. That in our head, in our mind, we can close our eyes and switch and think that there is another body waiting for us, that we can become that body. So this full awareness is actually called Siddha Pranali. The Guru is giving you information about the spiritual body, about the Siddha Deha. And if you meditate upon the words Srila Gurudev gives you, your name, your form, like yesterday we spoke about the color of the dress, the color of your skin, the seva that you do, the age, the mood, all these items, one by one, are completely spiritual and powerful enough to invoke these awareness. With all those 11 items, Ekadash Bhav, we have the power given by Gurudev to invoke this awareness. And this, always when we read Vilapa Kusumanjali, we should imagine ourselves in these different descriptions. My name, my color, and all these things. That means full awareness. He's not saying full realization. Avesh is not Siddhi. Then he would say, you should read this book in Swarup Siddhi. So this does not make real sense, because we have to get to Swarupa Siddhi by hearing and chanting the verses of Raghunath Das Goswami, not otherwise. So this is not a good challenge, we can say, because full awareness means we have to be aware that there is a body which belongs to us and which is the greatest gift Gurudev can give us. A person who tries to relish these sweet mellows while feeling himself sitting in the prison house of the material body simply deceives himself. That also does not mean that we cannot read it. But it means, Baba is saying, that we have to be honest and authentic. And later on in one purport, Baba is saying, if you cannot go into this mood as a female practitioner, as a manjari in your male form, no problem. Just try and do it. But don't do it with artificially. Don't think you can be there if you cannot be there. So it will come automatically. Don't pretend to be there. Don't be someone you are not. That means you should be authentic. And if you feel, Baba is also saying, if you feel aroused, if there is some feeling coming when you read these pastimes that you feel erotically aroused, then you should not read Vilapa Kusumanjali. And therefore we always read this in Sadhu Sangha and in Anugatya of Sri Gurudev. And usually we are qualified by that. That is the qualification alone. Simply deceives himself. So Baba is now giving an example of how we should feel from the Sanat Kumara Samhita. A practicing devotee should think of himself to be amongst them, the manjaris and other gopis, as an enchanting, beautiful, young adolescent female. As a female associate of Radha and Krishna's girlfriends, she, us, is dedicated to the services that are ordered to her, and she is decorated with jewel ornaments that are given to her as Swamini's remnants. So this is a very, very beautiful advice. And this, for women, it's easier.
Yeah.
I suppose also, but as man, to think of myself as a young 12-year-old girl is not super easy, but by the kripa of Guru, we can try and try and try. And like it is saying, one drop can penetrate a stone. By permanently dropping on the stone, it makes a hole. So we can also do this by permanently remembering ourselves every morning who we are. It will happen. Say your name, remember your form, remember your age. Every morning you do this, it will help. It will give strength. In this verse, Srila Dasa Goswami offers a sarasa stava, tasty praise, tasty because humor, to his own guru, Sri Rupa Manjari, in his own Siddha Swarup. Sometimes Raghunath Das Goswami is speaking from his sadhaka body in Radhakund, and sometimes from his spiritual body. Now is in his spiritual body. It is called tasty praise or sarasa stava because here Shri Gurudevi is a Priya Saki. The first 3 verses take place within one lila. When the Swarupa Vesh, the awareness of the spiritual body, becomes very intense, the Sadhaka Deha, the material body of the devotee cannot be happy and satisfied anymore with his experience during smarana, dreams, and visions, as he was before. When the Swarupa Vesh becomes very intense in the Sadhaka Deha, the devotee cannot be happy and satisfied anymore with his experiences during smarana, dreams, and visions, as he was before. This must be wonderful. He is constantly burning in the fire of want for direct attainment of his beloved. When on top of that, these visions and other awarenesses also vanish from him, this fire assumes a terrible form and he finds no way to keep himself alive. So Gurudev is always saying, take a thermometer and check if you if you feel these emotions. Oh my, I can only speak for myself, but this is very nice to have as a goal, and we should really, really hanker for these very, very beautiful feelings. In that condition, his beloved deity personally comes to console him, or his associates come to console him. Kusumanjali, for example. In this verse, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is in Swarupa Vesh and sees himself as Sri Radha's maidservant. But whenever he loses hold of his spiritual absorption, he suffers intolerable pain. Radhe, Radhe. He suffers intolerable pain. Rolling on the bank of Radhakund, he then cries out loudly for his Swamini. Srimati Rupa Manjari has accomplished the meeting of Radhika and Shyama Sundar. Now Baba is giving us a Leela, a movie for our mind. Srimati Rupa Manjari has accomplished the meeting of Radhika and Shyama Sundara in a solitary cave of Govardhan Hill. And we should know that we are there, we are with them. And she secretly looks through a hole in that cave to witness our pastimes. Radha and Shyam are both intoxicated by each other, great by each other's presence. Someone's mic is open. Can you please close the microphone? Thank you.
Madhurya Rasa, per favore, chiudete il microfono.
But maybe they want to share something, then it's also very nice. Okay. So now in the Leela, Radha and Shyam are both intoxicated by each other's presence. how expertly they are playing their pastimes. At the end of these pastimes, Shyamasundara bites Srimati's lips, leaving a mark there. Now comes a very pure point and very interesting point for Manjari, for us. The relationship between Radhika and Rupa Manjari is so pure that all the signs of Krishna's love-making on Sri Radhika's body, such as bite marks on her lips, become manifest on Sri Rupa Manjari's body also. Baba will later explain why. This can only happen to Manjaris. This can never happen to Sakis, because the Manjaris have Tadatmika. They have the same emotions and same feelings of Srimati Radhika. And Gurudev says they are the shadows of Swamini, and they feel exactly the same, even so much that the bite marks appear on the lips of Rupa Manjari. Now Baba is saying also something else, because some people don't believe this, but in our Vaishnav, Gaudiya Vaishnav tradition, Rupa Nuka, Gaudiya Vaishnav tradition, this is a given fact. We will see later on. So the love of the Manjaris for Swamini is so great that they feel the same love she feels, to the extent that even on their bodies, the markings appear. This is very, very wonderful. And only the Manjaris are qualified for that. It will never happen to Lalita and Vishaka. Never. It's not possible. It's very beautiful. Become manifest on Sri Rupa Manjari's body also. Sri Rupa Manjari is beside herself of ecstasy. So she is not aware of this reflection. Then she thinks to herself, aha, my Saki Tulsi Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami's nickname, has not seen these sweet pastimes. Where is she? Alas, I should bring her here and show this to her. And here Baba is showing us what is the nature of the Manjaris, always to share the nectar. This is also what we should do. When we get something, we should share it. Not keeping it in your heart, but share with like-minded and loving devotees who are in the same mood. Immediately, Rupa Manjari, she doesn't even notice the bite marks. Immediately, she wants to share that with her good friend, maybe best friend, Rati Manjari or Tulsi Manjari. Immediately, she wants to share this nectar. So she leaves the window where she looked in and starts searching for Tulasi. When Tulasi meets Rupa Manjari, she notices Krishna's bite marks on her lips and jokingly asks her, oh, my dear friend Rupa Manjari, you never look at the faces of other men. So he's making fun, you know. You are famous in Braja for your chastity. But despite the fact that your husband is not at home, I see that your lips have been bitten. Has some great parrot maybe done this? So with the parrot, everyone knows who's meant. Of course, it is not a normal, regular parrot, but here, of course, the parrot is Krishna. So she's really playing, and she's really, a little bit provocation is also there, because we will see that Rupa Manjari, she never ever in her dreams would do this together with Krishna. It would never happen. Baba is later on giving the definition what means to be a Manjari. Never in the dreams would a Manjari associate with Krishna in that way. Never. So now Baba is becoming a little strict. I see that your lips have been bitten. Has some great parrot maybe done this? If anyone considers the words Sukha Pungavena to indicate that Sri Rupa Manjari was enjoyed by Sri Krishna, then that would contradict the definition the Acharyas have given of the Manjaris within their books. That is not Manjari Bhav. I know for a fact, I was challenged many years ago. Someone was asking me, how can you Gurudev write this? So I did not answer. I wrote on my blog a description of that explanation and some explanation of my Baba. So, but it's not worth going into this. This is our Gaudiya Vaishnav Siddhant, that the Manjaris all the acharyas, you will see in Ujjvala Nilamani, you will see in every Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, everyone is preaching this, that the manjaris will never enjoy with Krishna, never in their dreams. Vrindavan Mahimamrita, there's also a wonderful, wonderful definition, what means to be a manjari. So Baba is giving us this now. If anyone considers the words Shuka Pungavena to indicate that Sri Rupa Manjari was enjoyed by Sri Krishna, that would contradict the definition the acharyas have given of the manjaris within their books. Now he is quoting actually Vrindavan Mahimamrita 1694. This is actually the hallmark what it means to be a manjari. This is from Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. The maidservants who are exclusively devoted to the service of Sri Radha's lotus feet, who are like an ocean of nectar, do not enjoy with Sri Hari even in their dreams. When Krishna forcibly pulls at their bodices, they cry out, "No, no," while Radhika watches and laughs. Srimati laughs here because of the Kinkari's loyalty to her service. Now Baba is getting so wonderfully poetic. The bee enjoys the flowers, not the buds, manjaris. The buds, manjaris, enhance the bee's thirst for the flowers. It's actually very deep. It's very beautiful. This means that actually the buds are there to make the flower more beautiful. And this is the aim and object of the manjaris. All seva the manjaris do, the kinkaris do, is aimed to make Radhika more beautiful so that Krishna can enjoy her even more. Ornamenting, bathing, dressing, everything is done to make her beauty excel so that Krishna can enjoy it. So this here is meaning. This is the meaning that the flower is beautified actually by the buds, by their Blüte in German, buds. No? They are manjaris in name, manjaris in form, and manjaris in nature. Sri Rupa is the bud of Sri Radha's form. Every manjari name is an aspect of Radhika's qualities. Rupa, form. Sri Rati Manjari is the bud of Srimati's love, Rati. Sri Vilasa Manjari is the bud of Radhika's love play, Vilasa. Sri Krishna accepts defeat at their Bhavanishta. How wonderful. So this is the definition, what manjari means. Anyone wants to say something? More, huh? Yes. Yeah, everything is said. Everything is said. So now when someone reads this verse from the Vrindavan Mahamrita, now think again if Rupa Manjari would have been bitten by a certain parrot. No, not possible. And now Baba quotes Ujjvala Lilamani. One Saki was picking flowers for making a Vanamala, and Krishna, seeing her, told her, "Oh, beautiful girl, make your birth a success by joining me for a while in this kunsha." So Krishna is inviting the manjari to have erotic pastimes with him. Hearing this, the Saki manjari said, "Oh Govinda, I only want to serve you while you have some book, amorous pastimes with Sri Radha, showing your brilliant amorous skills on the stage of erotic dancing named Sri Radha. All the girls of Braja find the limit of perfection on the strength of this service. Therefore, O Kukula Chandra, my mind is never eager to relish the rasa of your Ananga Sangha, amorous pastimes. Please just engage me in this long desired service. So these two verses clearly and obviously cement the truth about Manjari Bhav. No words needed. Shri Vishwanath Chakravartipad writes in his Ananda Chandrika commentary on this verse, I relish more pleasure in witnessing your sports with Sri Radha in the Kunja looking through the holes in the vines than in personally enjoying with you. Please, people don't endeavor for a smaller happiness when they can attain a greater happiness. Enough said. So for the Manjari, watching, supporting, and serving the divine couple is much more important and better than if they would be there personally, like Vishaka and Lalita and the Sakis who are there, sometimes with Krishna. Even Sri Radha herself fails in having them meet with Sri Krishna. So here a wonderful fact is also that there is no jealousy in the spiritual world. Sri Radhika, when you listen to Shikshastakam, he may or may not all these things, he may enjoy. So even if a Manjari will enjoy, if a Saki enjoys with Krishna, Sri Radhika is happy because Krishna is happy. There is never any iota of jealousy. She only wants the happiness of her beloved. Even Sri Radhika herself fails in having them meet with Sri Krishna. Sri Radhika engaged one Saki to make Mani Manjari meet with Krishna. But that Saki returned to Radha unsuccessfully saying, Oh Radhe, Mani Manjari finds more happiness in your meeting with Krishna than in her own. Just see how pure her consciousness is. Although I expertly tried to tempt her to go out and meet Krishna, she never desires this. The special reward the Manjaris get from the Abhinava Bhava Suti, noble, immaculate attitude, is unattainable even for the Preshta Sakis like Sri Lalita. So the Manjaris are actually in the category of Sakis, but in a very special category. They are in the category of Radhika Sneha. They have more love for Srimati Radharani. Those are the 5 categories of girlfriends from Swamini, and the last 2, Priya Narma, Sakis, and Preshta, I think. Those are the 2 who are only favorable to the lotus feet of Swamini. It's called Radhik Sneha. The others have Visham Sneha, more love for Krishna, and some have equal Sneha to Radha and Krishna both. But we as Manjaris, we are Radhika Sneha. And Baba is not stopping. This is unattainable even for the Preshta Sakis, Lalita, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has written in his Braja Vilasa Stava 38. This is a very famous verse. I take shelter of Sri Radhika's maidservants, headed by Rupa Manjari, who always engage in serving betel leaves, massaging the feet, serving water, and arranging for the divine couple's secret meetings. These maidservants are even more dear to the great queen of Vrindavan, Sri Radhika, than the Prana Preshta Sakis, the girlfriends that are dearer to her than life. And she is therefore not at all shy before them. So again, this is now the 4th or 5th. Clearly, therefore I said the first verse of Vilapa Kusumanjali is actually the fundament and the foundation of Manjari Bhav. Everything which is necessary for knowing and understanding Manjari Bhav, Baba is putting there. So all the Manjaris are much more dear than the Prana Preshta Sakis. Those Sakis who are dearer to life to Swamini. We are even more dear to Swamini. So this should give us all the great hope that in this Kali Yuga we can attain this position. It was never ever given before. This is Udatta Chvala Rasam Svabhakti Shriyam. This is the eternal beautiful gift of Sriman Mahaprabhu. It was never given before. This position between those 5 categories, the Radhik Sneha Manjaris, have never been given before. Never. And we are very fortunate to follow their footsteps, and most of all to follow our Guru Manjari and our Guru Dev in that matter. How wonderful is the love of the Priya Sakis. They serve Nagari, heroine Radhika, and Nagara, the hero Krishna, with millions of lives when they are tired of amorous pastimes, by filling their mouths with betel leaves and by anointing their bodies with sandalwood paste, vermilion, musk, and camphor. Their love is so pure that it cannot be compared to gold molten 100,000 times over. I think this is Narottam. Oh no, this is Radha Mohan Das. They offer enchanting garlands to their necks, give them a cool breeze by fanning them, and relieve them from their heated affliction by offering them cool and fragrant water. These sakis, the Radhik Sneha Sakis, the Manjaris, again softly massage their feet and thus remove their fatigue. On their indication, they put the divine pair to rest and fulfill any of their other desires. These girls, who are totally dedicated to their devotional service, then put the divine pair to sleep on a bed of flowers. All the mental distress of Radha Mohan Das, who wrote that song, is mitigated when he sees this. The sweet relish of this confidential pastime of the Sri Sri Yugala Kishore is the long-desired treasure of the Manjaris. So here we see the aim and object of the existence of the Manjaris is to relish and see and be part of such a wonderful pastime. So we read this and we hear it, and when we read that song now from Sri Sri Radha Mohan Das, all these wonderful sevas, services are explained. And in our meditation, when we chant the holy name in our meditation, we can always think about doing these sevas to the divine couple. So this means smaranam. We don't have to invent something, we just have to remember what the acharyas gave us. This is very wonderful. How amazing. No, sorry. One more. Where did I go? Oh, this is the long desired treasure of the Manjaris. Hence, the Manjari never desire personal meetings with Sri Krishna. But that does not mean that they are deprived of this rasa. No. They may not enjoy amorous pastimes with Krishna alone, but they're probably now explain why. Their oneness in feeling, bhava tat atmiya, with Sri Radha is so remarkable that they experience all of her bodily relish in a special way. This is the reason why Rupa Manjari has the bite marks on her lips. Bhava tat atmiya. Both experience the same bhav, the Manjaris and Radhika. How amazing! When Mukunda touches Radhika, her girlfriends cry out of ecstasy, and their bodies tremble, perspire, and are studded with goose pimples. And when Krishna blissfully drinks the honey of Radhika's lips by kissing Hari, then they all become mad. I repeat, this is beautiful. How amazing. When Mukunda touches Radhika, her girlfriends cry out of ecstasy, and their bodies tremble because they feel the same she feels, perspire, and are studded with goose pimples. And when Krishna blissfully drinks the honey of Radhika's lips by kissing her, then they all become mad. Shri Rasika Chandradasa sings, O Saki Rupa Manjari, in this abode of Braja, you are reputed for your chastity. You feel no happiness in seeing other men's faces. But why do I see just the opposite now? Your husband is not at home, but I still see cuts all over your bimba fruit-like lips. I understand that the king of parrots has done this. Otherwise, this is impossible. This is the end of the verse. And please share something, realizations, questions, comments, whatever you feel in your heart, please share. Yeah, please, that's what I said.
I just try to add something on this beautiful text of actually explanations of Ananda Bhagavad. So we see that in all this explanation, this seva is most important. So Manjari are embodiments of seva. They serve, service. Their service to Yuga Shore is always here, and just for this that increase the love and this amorous pastime between rather more. So in this way, they do everything. They do everything just for the love. They increase the love between rather more. In this way, they also participate in this love through the feelings they develop between rather and more. And this is very encouraging for all of us that we may also increase our love during this seva. In our case, in smile, not in our case in meditation, but this is very encouraging for all devotees in this part of state of love.
Thank you so much. Very wonderful, very good, very beautiful comment. Please, anyone else want to share something? What is also a very beautiful thing, if I may, if there is more time? Do we have a little bit more time? Okay. So one thing I would like to add is, and what helps me very much, it is very easy to say, okay, now we should do Smaranam, and we should think of ourselves as a Manjari and be in that Leelas and think ourselves as to be there. Some advice helped me very much to really go deep into this, and this is the fact that when we get the Siddha Pranali, when Sri Gurudev gives you the name and all these bhavs, sometimes he's giving out all the 11 bhavs, and sometimes he's only given a few according to the advancement of the disciple. So one very important aspect to realize the Siddha Deha is that actually the name of that spiritual Deha, of that Siddha Deha, is not different from the Siddha Deha. You all know that the name of Radha is not different from Radharani, and the name of Krishna is not different from Krishna. So our body, the Siddha Deha, is of the same spiritual nature like the body of Swamini, because the Manjaris are an expansion. So the Siddha Deha is neither Tatashta Shakti nor Maya Shakti, but it is of Svarupa Shakti, of the Krishna's inner potency. So the name, the Guru gives the disciple, like you are this and that Manjari, and you have received that name, that spiritual name, like Malati Manjari or Mani Manjari, that name is not different from that body. So that means when you meditate on your spiritual form and you start by meditating on the name Gurudev gave you, the name can also reveal to you that Siddha Deha. So when you think about that name every morning, every time you read these pastimes, you think about who you are and what is your name. That name is very, very powerful. Also, all the aspects. Gurudev yesterday said to meditate on the color of your dress is very, very powerful. The meditation on your skin color, the meditation of your mood, the meditation of your age, but most of all, the name the Guru is giving to the disciple is most powerful in realizing that form. So never underestimate the power of the name. We know the power of the holy name of Radha and Krishna, but never forget that the name Guru gives as a sadhak for your spiritual form is equally powerful. It's of the same spiritual nature like the spiritual body of Radha and Krishna. This very powerful method. And if you didn't get that Siddha Pranali right now, still you can hanker for it and ask you, Gurudev, but still you can, like Sanat Kumar Sangita said, imagine yourself as a Manjari, because that imagination will lead to the point that Gurudev sees your creed and will give you Siddha Pranali, 100%. Thank you so much for letting me do the seva. Thank you so much. Dandavad pranams to all the Vaishnavas. If anyone has anything to share, everyone is silent. Say something. Give some sharing. Kanai, what do you say? Come on.
Jai Tarun Baba. So
no,
nice.
Not this. Not glorification of a fool. You should learn something nice.
What I can tell. When I hear first verse of Vilapa Kusumanjali, I always have to think that the first time I read it with Gurudev and how he was saying that this is the Guru Vandana of Raghunath Das Goswami. How a disciple addresses or should address or have a relation to his spiritual guide, and how to and how it's the beauty of this book that it starts with such a prayer, not only glorifying the spiritual guide but also indicating the eternal form of the Gurudev. Gurudev was emphasizing this, and I can just remember this always when I hear this verse, that this is the very beautiful prayer to Sri Guru, and that this is the way to see the Gurudev in both forms, and that this is anything we do, anything we start, we first have to put our Gurudev or Guru Manjari. So like Gurudev is also showing by his example, when some years ago, like 10, 12 years ago, we do Abhishek and Guru Purnima, then he would keep the picture of his Gurudev on his lap, and he would say that it's all his Abhishek and not take anything for himself. And so when I hear this verse, I always feel, what is the mercy of Sri Guru? and how he is guiding us towards Radha Mohan, and how precise this lineage is. Like especially this line of Rupa Raghunath and Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
And Janani, more specifically.
Nectar.
Dandavat.
My Yoga Shakti, I want to send out my love to your husband because together we started on that journey. He's running around.
He's listening and his heart is melting. And I said, you have to show yourself to Tarun. But you know him, I think that he's a little bit shy. But he's listening and he's just relishing and saying, oh, yeah. And he's really happy to see you there and to listen to you.
My love, we started our journey together, if everyone maybe not knows. We were cooking in a German temple together in 91 in the eastern Germany, which fell, the wall just fell down, and we have been head of the cooking there. Nobody knew to cook. And we were thrown in the fire, and they said to us, you should cook a feast. So every morning we made a prayer to Srimati Radhika before we entered the kitchen. So we already knew the way of Raganuga Bhakti unknowingly. We already always prayed in the morning that Radhika may help us cook something nice. And I never cooked. I was a hippie and a heavy, so I never cooked. So it all went out beautifully because Radhika gave us so many mercy. I remember so many feasts we cooked there. Vishnupad came and all the gurus came in this big house we had there in Weimar, in the Eastern German Republic, but there it was already Germany. So I'm always happy when I see him or when I hear from him. So Radhe Radhe, my dear friend.
He just said yesterday, I didn't see Tarun Baba for many, many years, but we are always connected deep in the heart. He said just this yesterday, and yesterday he also shared from Vilapa Kusumanjali, verse number 1. So it's so sweet that now you are choosing this verse. So thank you so much.
No coincidence.
We are all connected, and he will come to Germany in some weeks. He will work in a restaurant, a new job. He will start in Germany, in Frankfurt. So perhaps you can meet each other.
It's not far. It's 2 hours from our.
So I just give you this information.
Yes. It will fructify in the heart.
Yeah, you have to meet again soon.
Yeah, just 2 hours trip. Nice.
Thank you so much that you are giving all these Zooms from the basement for us. And it's so important for us when we are not in Mungamandir that devotees are there and taking care of all this. So thank you all so much for your beautiful seva, because we are lost here without the Zooms every day. Thank you so much, Tarun, and everybody.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you to everyone. Dhanavads. Radhe Radhe.